If you love to go out and network and meet people, if that's your comfort zone, if you are an extrovert, you don't need this video. But if you are like me, who have preference for introversion and struggle to go out and meet people, this video may encourage you, may give you some confirmation that it's not easy but doable. What I'm gonna do is today I'm in Orlando, which is like 90 minutes from where I live. I came for a networking event. I will walk you around and I'm gonna show you the outside. And also, if I have the ability, I will go in and I'll show you some footage. But I wanna let you know that this is not easy for me. It's not my comfort zone. And you may relate with me. You may also have the same challenge, which is you have preference for introversion. If you ask me, I prefer to sit down, plan, write, and if I have to go out, I also prefer to meet people one-on-one. Maybe a small group of people for coffee or lunch, but to go out and meet a large number of people, this is not my comfort zone. And I'm gonna share with you why this is important, why we should do it, and some of the things that I do to make sure that I keep on networking. So let me show you some footage and I'll share with you my take on this one. All right, as you can see, I'm just taking you on the outside. These are vendors who came to display what they do. As you can see out there, there are vendors. I'm also taking you inside the hall.
All right, let's keep coming around.
All right, this is the event. Gonna start maybe within a couple of minutes, but I'm just showing you. This is a very large conference room. Let me zoom in and show you the title of this event. All right, I'm taking you out and I want to share with you why networking is important and what are some of the things that convinced me to take networking very seriously and some of the things that you should do to make it a habit. I'm outside from the conference room to some of the things that may help you if you are the one who also struggle like me. When it comes to personality types, we can divide people into two, just for the sake of convenience, because there are people who may not meet all of these criteria. They may not fall into these two types of personalities. There are people who have preference for introversion, people like myself who prefer to generate energy from within, which means they get energy when they sit down, plan, strategize, when they are by themselves. But there are people who have preference for extroversion, which means they get their energy from where? From outside. They cannot sit down too long. I remember I had a colleague once, he saw me sitting down for hours without checking my email, checking my phone, and he asked me, how can you handle this? And he told me that he cannot stay by himself more than 15 minutes. Of course, this is typical and maybe to the extreme, but there are people who prefer to go out. This is just their comfort zone, which means they go out and meet people, interact, and that's how they generate energy. That's how they feel happy, contented. The question you may have for me right now is, how do you go out and keep on networking even if you have preference for introversion? There are a couple of things I've done. The first thing is I convinced myself. I'm an entrepreneur, I am a leader, I'm a coach, I'm a trainer. I cannot afford not to go out and network, because there are many events out there. I don't really go out and network with everybody and everywhere. I have to be selective, partly because I may not have time, partly because it's not an easy thing for me. And therefore, the first conviction I had was, look, I'm an entrepreneur. I am a person who has to interact with people. I have to go out. This is a purpose thing for me. I cannot afford to to stay with my comfort zone first. The second thing I did was to make this a habit. Once you make a thing a habit, it becomes very easy, which means the latest data shows that the University of London, they say that if you do something, let's say for 66 days, I think something like that. But there are other data. For example, conventionally, people think that if you do something, let's say for 3 weeks, you could be able to make it a habit. Once it's a habit, it's very easy. It becomes your comfort zone. Right now, networking is a habit for me. That's why I go out and network and meet people. But until it became a habit, I kept on going out, even if I didn't feel comfortable. I remember I was finding any excuse not to go out and network. For example, if I spill my coffee on my shirt, I may tell myself, look, hey, you just spoiled your shirt. You should not go. I was looking for any excuse not to go out and network. But I learned one thing. Until this becomes a habit, I should not give any excuse. And I remember if I spill a coffee, what do? I change the shirt and I still go out. If my car's tire is flat, no worry. I will call to Uber and I still go out and network. Because for something to become your habit, you have to really remove all the excuses, keep on doing it until it becomes your habit. Second. So the third thing I did was to make sure that I put everything on my calendar. Yes, I am convinced that I have to network. Yes, it has become a habit, but I need the third thing, which is putting networking on my calendar, which means I have to go out at least once per week to go out and network. And these three things helped me to go out and network. Let me tell you this. Technology is great. Social media is great. AI is great. But I can tell you that none of these gonna help you, especially if your business, if your profession, if your leadership requires you to work with people, because AI could help you to find the right people, may help you to write the emails, the invitations, stuff like that. AI may help you also to nurture and build relationships. But to start with, you have to have that human touch, which basically means you have to go out and meet people, introduce yourself, and know people. Once you have that kind of human touch with people, after that, of course, you can use social media, you can use technology like your phone, your Zoom, and AI, and so on and so forth. But you have to have human touch. You have to create that bond with people, especially if your business, your service requires people to trust you, for people to rely on you, people to find you trustworthy. You have to go out and meet people. I hope this encouraged you. If you are like me, a person who doesn't feel like comfortable to go out and network, my story might have inspired you. If you haven't done some of the things that I do to make it a habit and keep on going out, even if I don't feel comfortable, I hope helped you go out and keep on networking. At one point, it becomes a habit. It becomes part of your nature. All right, let me turn the camera. And again, I just want to show you from outside, and I will close it.